My name is Kat, this is my channel Kat Can Sew, and welcome to episode 31. It'll be on the film, on the title screen and the description. As you can hear, I'm still not 100%. I did record last fortnight, but the sound was so bad that I didn't appreciate it trying to edit it. So I'm like, I don't want to put this out into the world because the sound quality is terrible. I also tried using my phone to try and fix the white balance issues and things like that, and it didn't help. So I think to do that I just have to upgrade to a really expensive phone, camera, and that's not going to happen. I have like 40 minutes until my alarm goes off, so hopefully this won't be too long, but I have 4 finishes, like 10 whips, and 4 new starts, May stats, a little bit of haul, and a little bit of Disney/life. So I'm on Instagram under Kat Can Sew, and let's jump into my projects. Okay, let's start with the finishes. So during May I was doing the small projects, trying to get some finished, and I got 4 more finished. So I finished Moonrise Snail. This is by Black Needle Society. This stitched on a 32 count Lavender Lugana I got from 123 Stitch. I do believe that pattern is available on the vault. It was from an early box. It's also one of Kitty's very early designs. Next up are so my other 3 projects are all Celebrate All Year projects, so I have now finished 4 of them. First up, I finished October, which was National Desserts Month. This is stitched on a 32 count linen that I got from Ice Blue Linen. I did 314 stitches on this one. To finish it, Moonrise Snail I did 409. This one's now done. Next up, I finished June, which was National Camping Month. This is stitched on a navy linen, again 32 count I got from 123 Stitch. This one I actually did 928 stitches. I actually used it from doing the fandom stitching scavenger hunt. I used this for a couple of prompts. I was like 400 stitches on linen and 500 stitches watching animated or something like that. So it's pretty cute. And my last finish is April. This is actually my favorite of all of these designs. This is Global Astronomy Month. I did 224 stitches, also stitched on a navy 32 count linen. So this is 2 of the navy ones done. Sorry, there we go. So because of space, that's why that one's my favorite. So my goal, I think, over the next month and a half is try to get the rest of those finished. They need like 1 or 2 sessions on them, like they're not going to take that long. Then we're bunch of, because I have them all listed separately in my list, and because they're all different stitch counts, I just didn't feel like combining them. Also for me, I don't have that many projects that I have to like, or that many series that I have to like combine them. Okay, so let's start with my whips. First up is Celebrate All Year February. Here is the cover image, and here is the where I was before. I got 402 stitches on this. It's stitched on blue grade 32 count linen. This one was supplied to us in the nice list because this was the first 3 months from Black Needle Society. The Needle Minder is Black Needle Society. That was from their fairy tale box. I have 3 slices left to go, so these 3. And then I'm done. I think I've only got, I think I only have like 20% to go, so it's nearly there. I do not remember what all the pies are. Key lime, lemon meringue, and pumpkin. So apparently my alarm started earlier than I thought. But I'm going to watch the time. So that is that one. Next up, the Celebrate All Year was the December 24th project. Sorry, December 25th project we got given. It is, I believe, available through their vault if you're interested. Next up is Pacific Crest Trail, and this is by Black Velvet Stitches, and here is where I was, and here is where I am. I apparently do have a loose thread that I don't know why. Probably because I was counting stitches. I did 1,714 stitches on this. I actually got over 1,000 stitches on a single day. So we are almost finished Oregon. Let me make it so I did I think I did 500 stitches of green and 500 stitches of the black on a single day, which is why the green goes so far down. This line is almost directly straight across, and then I've got a couple of rows here. I've got like 12 rows here or something, and then we start in California. So I still have like 3,500 stitches, 4,000 stitches left to do on this for my goal wheels. So it is not going away. You will probably keep seeing it. I think I don't even get like half the black finished when I hit the end of my goal wheel. Like, I'm only at 5% or something. Like, I've got a long way to go. The needle minders on this are Midnight Spell Designs, and the fabric is 25 count Lascaux from Lavender LA Lugana. Next up is Yuletide Deer. This one I have a cover image for. So this is by Fox and Rabbit. This was from the Stitch and Button Advent in 2022, hence 2022 on the picture. Here is where I was, and here is where I am. I basically did all of the trees, and I started on the deer. Again, I was doing a prompt. I did 359 stitches. We're getting there. This one also only needs like 2 or 3 sessions on it. My Mania wheel, I'll keep running through that just to try and get everything finished. Needle Minder is by Stitch and Button. That came as part of the basically she fully kitted that project. The fabric is 16 count Ocean Air Ada by Fox and Rabbit. And next up is, so this is my complicated project. This is the Ribbon Candy Ornament by Calico Crossroads. I really like this design. It's super cute, but it is a pain in the backside to stitch. It is one full sheet of perforated paper that I am stitching all the way down, but it's double-sided, so also crosses on both sides. Actually, this is the front. This is the problem with this project. I keep forgetting which is the front. I am at like 60% on this one now. As you can see, I had planned to do at least 3. But I have been working on this for like 3 years because I don't like working on it. So I want to finish the one I'm working on. But I don't think I'll do any more of these. Again, this is on my wheel, so hopefully it'll get spun up a couple of times. I did get 20% done, so I'm only at, 40% go. And basically, what I am doing on this side is I'm running a length down on each row. So there's two columns of the dark blue, of the dark purple, and 4 columns of the light purple. And I'm going to run them all the way down. I got 278 stitches on this, and it's just 14 count perforated paper I got from 123 Stitch when I ordered the pattern. Next up is The Turtle by Mel Hill. Again, I have a cover image. Here we go. And here is where I was. And here is where I am. I actually got a little bit done, I think. Got a bunch more of the paisley done in the shell. This is my travel project, but I haven't taken it anywhere for like 2 weeks. I got 286 stitches at 16 count light blue perforated paper that I got this kit from Lavender. I am hoping to get some more stitching done on it in the next couple of weeks. I will actually take it with me to work tonight. I finish early enough that I may get some stitches. Well, finish late enough I may get some stitches done. I don't finish till like midnight tonight. So it's going to depend on how long it takes us to close the park. Next up is Electrical Light Mandala. Electrical Light Parade Mandala from Atomic Tiki Stitches. No, Atomic Tiki Pins. And here's where I was. And here's where I am. And that is the back. Here is the front. And I am starting gridding it. So at the moment I only have 2 rows of gridding done, which is the top row and the and the first column. So I got a little bit more done in the shell. The problem is I keep miscounting on this, hence the gridding. Gridding is a pain on this because it is black, and as you can see the colours don't really show up. I am tempted to grid this in cotton. I think that may show better, but I don't know if I have a bright enough cotton. I used to have like a neon orange that I used to use back home, but that stayed back in Melbourne. So we're getting there though. This is difficult to stitch on because it is black Edinburgh that has been that is opal. It is I got 193 stitches in it. I spent most of my time, this was out, gridding it. Needle minder is from, it's a converted pin. It's a critical roll. Critical quotes. It says glorious. It is for Gilmore's Glorious Goods. The fabric was dyed by Live and Dye LA. It's Hella. So yeah, this is probably going to go away for a little while I try and find a cotton or some kind of like neon-y bright metallic. The problem is I'm just like all of the metallics I have just blend in. Next up is Jose, also by atomic tiki pins. We had some Disney prompts to stitch. I did a couple of them because Disney was last year's fandom. And here is where I was, and here is where I am. I finished the brown. So I think I'm going to start on Jose, and then I will do all of the background last. Yeah, so fabric is Dole Whip by Lavender LA. I'm doing all 4 of the birds on this fabric. Needle minders are Galloway Gallery. They are no longer available. So see, I have all 4 fabrics. It was all a fat quarter I cut. The dimensions are actually not quite what the pattern calls for. But I can make them fit, and they're all going to go probably into like a quilted frame. One more Disney project. I got 348 stitches done on Jose. Next up is Disneyland by Nani Designs. Nini Designs is one of those. And here is where I was. I have hanging threads on this one, guys. Sorry. I only got 368 stitches done on this. I think I did a bunch of greens in through here. And a little bit over here. Oh, and I filled in a bunch of the behind the train. Yeah, behind the train, behind the castle, one of those. In front of the train. This is stitched on 40 count linen in the colourway Easter Grass by Lavender LA. Needle minders are Galloway Gallery, also no longer available, and Midnight Spell Designs, also no longer available, I believe. So, slow progress, but progress is progress. I just have so many I have so many babs. I just don't have the time to give them all the love they need. Next up is Ever After. This was a SAL from Forbidden Fibre Co. And here is where I was. And here is where I'm at. This is stitched on Ever After 32 count Belfast. And I got almost finished 4 borders. Got the gilded cage in. I did 637 stitches. I did like, I think I did the 400 stitch prompt for favorite movie, because Ever After is right up there with as one of my favorites. And then I think I just finished the set of 3 that I had. No, I'd made a mistake and I had to frog, and then I went back and fixed it. So yeah, it's getting there. I probably picked the worst colour to start with, because it does blend in a little bit, but once the burgundy that goes around it is in it, it'll pop. Needle minder is Stitch and Button, and Magic Spell Designs. So yeah, we're making progress. I think that's only the 3rd time I've worked on it, so we are not quite at 10%. This is going to have a lot of backstitch, because most of the quotes are backstitched. We're nearly at the end. Next up is Wonders of the Hubble Space Telescope. This was a SAL from a couple of years ago by Climbing Goat Designs. And here's where I was, and here is where I'm at. So, just working on the Whirlpool Galaxy here. I got 125 stitches in, so I didn't get a ton done, but we're just filling in the whatchamacallits Inside the Galaxies. Next time I work on that, I may get that one finished because there's a lot of black left in there. This is stitched on 28 count Midnight Sky Lugana by Lavender LA. I think I finished a goal. I think I only had 150 stitches left on a goal. Like, can't be right. I must have done like 300 stitches. I finished the goal. I'm gonna have to double check my math. And then I still have like a 1900 stitch, 2000 stitch goal on it. So I should finish this one and get a chunk done in this one. Needle minders are from, I didn't write them in. I believe they are also Midnight Sparkle. I think that's where I found these. Could be Stitch Wine. But that's where we're at. That's the only one I didn't check and write down the notes, would you believe? So progress is progress. I barely stitched in the last 2 weeks. Like, stitch numbers have not been great. And then finally is my 4 new starts. My 4 new starts are also part of my haul. So I have been looking at Country Magic Stitch for a while, and I caved. I purchased a bunch. So I will show you the ones that I started, if I can find them. Okay, so first up, because I wanted to give these a go, I've purchased the patterns, but I wanted to see how I'm going to stitch them. I started with the Bookmark of the Shire, Bookmark of the Argonath, Bookmark Isengard, which is the tower, and Bookmark Mordor. I am doing them all on the same piece of fabric. I am using a piece of 28 count Isengard. I have actually separated them a little bit more than I should have, and I am stitching these tent. I'm doing 2/2 tent. Again, I was doing these for prompts, so I did 100, 200, 300, and 400. Because I was doing tent, I had to double those. So hence why they kind of start getting more and more stitches. I have done 10, 12, 16, and 20% on them. So here we go with the Shire, Isengard, no, Argonath. There is a bunch of white in there. It just doesn't show up on camera very well. Isengard, and then Mordor is actually on a different direction. So these, like I got, 2 of them done in an afternoon, in an evening, so these should stitch up pretty quick. Tent goes so lovely. Like, this is like 800 and something stitches already. Like, it's 20% done. So, and then I think I have enough for one of the full patterns on the other side, and then I'll probably just order a bunch of Easy Guide to do the rest of these, because and to do a couple of my other BAPs. I'm appreciating the 25 count 2/110. So let's jump into the haul. So the rest of the patterns I got was Isla Nublar and Jurassic Park, because you got to get the pair, right? The TARDIS bookmark, because I wasn't a huge fan of the full design on that, but I did like the TARDIS part. And then I got all of the Star Wars ones, which were my reason for getting them. I am debating about stitching them all, like, right up, like, butting up to each other. I just have to decide my layout. So we've got Bespin, Visit Bespin, Welcome to Naboo. I printed them out so I could play with them a little bit. Visit Dagobah. Welcome to Tatooine. Visit Hoth. And visit Endor. So that's all my haul. That's all of my stitching. Like, nothing has a ton of stitches in it. The fabric, I think I got because Val got it from a swap meet haul. That's how I got that. I think I've got some smaller pieces of it, but I can't find them. So hence why it went onto the big piece I had. Let's jump into my May stats. I worked on 20 projects. I got 6 finishes. I finished 2 of my goal wheels, which wasn't a lot, but because I wasn't really focusing on them. I got 9,168 stitches, and I did 686 backstitch. For June, I'm actually going to have 10 stitches. Those will be counted separately, just because I've done a bunch. I may get some stitching done next week. I don't know how much I'll get done next week, but I have some days off. But like, I'm really struggling on like stitching at the moment, just because I'm getting home from work and I'm tired, and I don't get up early enough because I'm not a morning person to stitch before I go to work. Next up is going to be some Disney. I haven't actually been a ton in the last couple of weeks, or the last month. I did go in and they had a Magic Key giveaway of a Paint the Night poster. I will see if I can find a image from the internet. I went in there and I grabbed it, and I went in when I was like probably not as well as I should have been, and I love this poster, and I had a bottle of water and the water dripped inside the bag that I had it in and damaged it, and I'm really upset. Because Paint the Night is my favorite parade. And then last night I went to Pride Night. I made a new dress. Part of the reason I haven't been stitching a ton the last couple of weeks is because I made a dress. I finished it on Monday. I went with Shan and her wife, and some of their friends, and then who I hadn't met before, like in passing, and I had a ball. So many rainbows. This dress is Blacklight Reactive. It glows so nicely under. This is from The Little Mermaid. I didn't take a ton of photos last night. When I'm in the park with other people, I don't tend to take a lot of photos. I didn't do any of the photo opportunities during Pride Night, mostly because the lines were long. I don't mind doing that when I'm on my own, but when you're as a group, you kind of like, who wants to stand in line for an hour when you could be doing things as a group? So we caught the fireworks. We watched, there was a live show where they had a group of muses that did like a bunch, like really well orchestrated, arranged. It was a musical celebration of Pride, so it pulled out like some of the very iconic like gay anthem-y songs. So it did a ton of Hercules, and Hercules is one of my favorite movies. It has probably one of my favorite soundtracks. So yeah, I really only took a couple of photos. I got one at the start when I went over to Disneyland, and I went on to Little Mermaid, and then we did a photo at the front of Main Street when we first went into the park. Other than that, we just, we took a couple of selfies, but that was kind of it. We just, had a good night. I finally got my photo with the Millennium Falcon game, because for a change, it wasn't full of people. Amazing what happens when, it was a 15-minute wait, and we literally, like, most of that was walking. Actually, no. Yeah, most of that was walking to, like, the grouper, who then gave us like, here is your thing, and then, you know, we waited, like, we managed to get these photos, and that was it. So like, it was probably like a 5-minute wait, but it was like 10 minutes of walking. We did a bunch of rides, we ate the food, as I said, we did the fireworks and the show, but it was just a really good night. We kept it chill, we had a good night, we just like took in the vibe. That's kind of it. I'm planning on hopefully hitting the park up next week, which will be fireworks and parade again. And this dress will probably go into my Disney rotation, because it's cute and it lights up under black light, and then I can hopefully get some more photos of it. Other than that, that's about it. Life update, I changed my hair. I have a fringe, which I'm struggling with because I have to style it. Velcro rollers for the win. Though I have a feeling for work today this is going to end up, it's currently hairsprayed to death, but the humidity yesterday was terrible and kind of, it wasn't holding. I'm probably going to cut my hair because I've hit the point of I have to tie it up for work, and it's just starting to give me a headache. I cannot cope with my hair out at work. I may go into pigtails today, which means I have to remember to sunscreen my part, but I don't start till 4, so I've only got a couple of hours of having to reapply sunscreen. But yeah, I went from like a darker red to this, and I'm kind of really digging it. I bleached out all of the dark red and put in a copper. Other than that, I've been sick. We went and saw a Goofy movie. I did post a selfie from that when we went and saw that. We tried to go and see How to Train Your Dragon on Monday night in 40X, but the theatre we went to, the parking closes at 9:30. It says 10, but apparently it actually really closes like somewhere between 9:30 and 9:45. And it was a 10:30 showing. I have no idea where we're supposed to park. Like, you can park in there, but you can't enter after like they close off the enter. But you can exit. So if we go there again for a late session, we just know we have to be there earlier. We are going to try again next week. How to Train Your Dragon is also right up there on my favourite movies. It's probably one of my favourite animated. It's definitely my favourite DreamWorks. So I'm hoping good things from the live action. So this is me going to be wrapping it up. This is going to hopefully go up Saturday, which if you're watching this, you know if it went up Saturday. I'm not going to have time to edit it tonight or probably tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, do the YouTubey things, like, comment, subscribe, share. Honestly, do or don't. I do appreciate anybody who comments and likes. As I've said in the past, I'm mostly doing this for me. It's giving me a bit of a visual record of, you know, I'm actually getting stuff done. And on that note, have a great night, day, week, whatever, depending on when you're watching this. And hopefully I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Ciao.